I barely know. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube. This is my backup channel. Good morning. Let me know if I'm on Facebook, someone, because I don't really want. I want to stream to. I want to stream to YouTube, but I want. Let me go and have a. Oh, good morning. On my Facebook. Oh, thanks, Julie Dolan. Good morning, sweetheart. Hi, 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 hi. I've just shared Paddy's page. Blame Paddy. Well, everyone go over and give it a like if you haven't already. I know everyone probably has, but I just thought I'd remind everyone. Good morning, Carol. Carol. Well, oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. Alexa off. Last night, I couldn't sleep, so I haven't really. Honestly, I think I'm an insomniac, right? Use. Can everyone share, please? Just share it. Where's I'm like Shinny. I'm doing the talk tonight, right? I'm doing. I'll explain when there's a few more people here what it means. A deep dive, right? Is it's not like it's not trashing them and it's not slagging them off. What it is, it's just looking from what happened from the moment like he lost his big page and all the rest of it. So we're gonna go over from the very beginning, right? Hi Sean, sweetheart. Good morning. Oh, I'm good, darling. I'm feeling a lot better, even though I'm not sleeping like. Nina, good morning, darling. If I don't say good morning, it's because I need to talk, right? And I can't do both at the same time. So tonight I'm doing what's called a deep dive on James Shinny Davenport. I have messaged him and I've sent him an email and said that I will be doing it. So what a deep dive is, right? It's not a slagging match and it's not a slagging session, right? A deep dive is looking at the rise and fall of a social influencer. So, like, like him or not, hate him, whatever, he was a social influencer a year or two ago, right? He had a huge page. Good morning, Louise, darling. He had a huge page. He was bringing in a lot of money. So we're going to look at what happened, what went wrong, the Shinny story. Uh, like I say, I've emailed them because it's always polite to email somebody when you're doing a deep dive on them. You know, I'm a, I'm a proper like, what's it called? Well, I don't know. I'm a proper dickhead, but I'm a proper, I'm a proper YouTuber now. You see, this is my backup channel. The way whoever, everyone's probably like, who the fuck is this? But this is my backup channel on YouTube where it's got all Shinny's deleted videos on it. So what we're gonna do right tonight is go over for hi. Make sure you show receipts, Colin. So what I'm gonna do right is talk about from the moment Shinny coming to um everyone's like just right. I don't want. Like I say, it's not a slanging match, and it's not like calling them, and it's not slagging them off. It's just factual, right? It will stick to the facts, right? You're a little Jessica. It's called a deep dive, right? Hello, Babs, darling. So about a deep dive, right, is a deep dive into somebody's um social media um the word I'm looking for, I will find. Anyway, I'm prepared for tonight. Don't worry, I'm prepared. Um, I've got all the videos I need on them and stuff. So I'm gonna show like how the big page was. I'm gonna show you. Well, you all know what the big page was like. Um, how he gained his clout, which um I've looked back over like how it happened, right? And Shinny gained his clout through the lockdown, and he used anti-lockdown stuff for clout and for he jumped on a movement that he didn't have anything, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. He jumped on the anti-lockdown stuff because he knew it was popular and he knew it would bring in likes and he knew it would bring in clicks. So he went to the march, and we're going to go from there. That's where I'm going to start it off, right? We're going to start from the march. Can be um right, so we're going to start from the march, right? Because that's where it all went wrong for him, right? This guy went to an anti lockdown march, which was in Manchester, and he live streamed himself from there. And from that moment, his page went from being average, just some dickhead with a guitar, to something, silly numbers, making silly money. So using the lockdown and and he's still kind of, I've watched him, right, and he's still kind of like hanging on to that, anti-lockdown, I'm not having the job, that kind of. And listen, I'm fine with people. If you don't want to have the job, you don't want to have the job. But he jumped. If you're gonna do it for your own personal reasons, not because you know that is going to bring in a lot of traffic on your page, and it's going to bring in a lot of money. Because let's face it, he did. Are we talking about the same influencer that says COVID jab? Oh, you see what I mean? He's a full of interesting facts. Hey, says the COVID jab is bad for you. Right. Well, yes, he did say that, Shed Guy, and I have got a clip of that. So, luckily, there is fucking tons of information on Shinny out there. I won't be swearing tonight. I will be professional as hell, right? Honestly, I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to try, right? Because I'm streaming now to my backup YouTube channel, and there's people on there probably going, "Fucking hell, who is this loud mouth Geordie cunt?" Um, so tonight I will not be swearing. I will be. If anyone wants to come on, that'd be brilliant. Like it would be. If anyone who's been involved, like I would love to have like somebody who's been live with them or whatever come on, and I'll be dead fair and I'll be dead balanced and all that shizzle. I'm going to be dead professional. If you've watched a deep dive on YouTube before, a deep dive normally just starts off at like a place in someone's life. And I'm starting off at the rally when Shinny went to the rally, and that's where I think it all went so wrong from, because that's when he started getting noticed. That's when the big money started coming in. And that's when like I say, he jumped on a movement, right? And some people have valid reasons why they are against the lockdown, why they are against the jab. And I get that, right? Them people, more power to them. Not some clout chasing cunt who jumps on a movement because he knows it's going to bring in money to his page. And that's what happened, in my opinion. And I'll be trying my very best to put this in a professional manner tonight. I won't be swearing like this or describing the man as a whatever. But in my opinion, he jumped on a movement that was massively popular. At that time, it was lockdown one. It was one of the strictest lockdowns. We were all stuck in our houses. And a lot of people were speaking out about the government and about the anti-jab, and all that shizzle. But I don't believe I don't know any. Like, I'll be very honest. I don't know not a lot about the anti-lockdown movement and the anti-jab movement. I've had the jab, um, so him, and I don't believe he knows a lot about it either. I don't believe he's knowledgeable about numbers, or I don't believe he could quote and tell you anything about the why people are the way they are about the lockdown and they are about the jab. So, if you asked him a question like about the jab or anything to do with the lockdown, I don't think he'd have a fucking clue. In my opinion, he jumped on a movement, like I say, a big movement, and it was people were angry at the time. I've got the live where he went live, um, in the middle of it all, and it was disgusting. If any I know a lot of people don't agree with lockdown and don't agree with lockdown one and the way it happened. And obviously, since we found out that the Prime Minister was getting his dick sucked and he was partying in the number 10 where we were all locked down, yes, we're all annoyed. But at the time, we didn't know that. And neither did he. He jumped on that movement. He knew that rally was going to be big. He knew that there was going to be a lot of people there, and he knew that it was going to bring traffic his way, and it did. It dragged all the anti-lockdown people. And if you have a look at his page, right, I'll explain tonight what I think, right. He is left with them crazy people, with them really extremists who are not just like, listen, I understand when somebody says, um hey, didn't do it. Yes, for the right reasons, Babs. That's probably what I just meant to say. Without I tend to go round the fucking houses, and say things, and then you know, Babs put it in one sentence, and then it cost him a fine. Yes, sorry, I'm not keeping up. And that's when he told me to f off. Oh, Karen. See, see, you only joined another movement to be able to sell merch. Definitely us. And you see, I cannot be the only person who can see this. You know what I mean? Um, and it cost him a fine as well. So we're gonna have a look at that as well. We're gonna have a because I can go live on my laptop and I can screen share. So what we're gonna do is watch the videos at the same time. And me will watch the video of him in his flat. Sorry for laughing. I try to keep a straight. But he goes, he's such a prick. Anyway, he goes, he comes out of his flat and there's police there, and he goes, "Oh, I'm frightened. Look, I'm shaking. It's shaky hand, shaky hand." And Um, he just shows what a prick he is. He's horrible our emergency services. He's also got a track record for being horrible to police officers. A traffic warden who had learning difficulties. So we'll have a little look at that as well. Because I believe that was part of his downfall too, because these were the things that you guys, well, I'm not saying you guys, but a lot of the people who were following the anti-shinny movement were able to grab onto. What's this shit guy? I know it was Twitter, but Donald Trump lost his account for spreading. Yeah, listen, I've made that equation before as well for spreading fake news. What makes a tool like Shinny spreading crap on Facebook? Get rid of the blue. Yep. So, I've like I say, I've emailed them, right, and I've told them that I'm doing this tonight. Um, I'm waiting for a reply. I don't think he will reply to me. He'll probably just ignore me and pretend I'm not here. But tonight at 8 o'clock, like I say, we'll go over it all. Right? I don't want to go over it all now. But we're gonna go over the rally. We're gonna go over how he lost the big page for being homophobic. He lost that. If I know he blames trolls and he blames all sorts for that big page going, but the top and bottom of it was he called Wayne something a gay slur. So that's how he lost that page. But I'm trying to be like I don't want to be like what's it called? I'm trying to be middle of the road. I don't want to. I don't want to sound biased, right? But he did lose that page because he was homophobic and he called Wayne something that is a gay slur. Whatever way you dress it up, it was a gay slur. Gray Green will love. Lee Green is another person who I'll touch on tonight, and I don't want to talk about him too much though, because I don't want to get him into trouble or anything. But I'll just mention that because I've got that live where Lee goes live with them, and in my opinion, he should have just ignored Lee from that moment onwards. But he didn't. He chose to go back at him and back at him and back at him. But if you look at that live between Lee and Shinny, it's rather heartbreaking, to be honest, because you can see that Lee is genuinely hurt that he was kicked out the tribe. I haven't really watched that video before, right? And I watched it for the first diplomatic. That's the one. Thank you, guys. Um, so I hadn't really watched that video, right, girls, of Lee when he first went live with them, and he says, you throw me out, keys and all that. And I looked at Lee, and I thought he was very emotional, to be honest. And I think Shinny didn't pick up on that, because he's got a personality to sort. Wow, we're gonna go for that tonight. I feel like I'm giving everything away. Um, he should have picked up on the fact that Lee was really hurt, that he'd been kicked out the tribe. It was obviously somewhere that Lee really was enjoying being, and that's he didn't pick up on that. He could have pacified Lee and said, "Listen, I've done the wrong thing. I'm really sorry that you got chucked out. Let's try and rectify it." But he didn't. He aggravated the situation, and what he done was he caused Lee to go live every day because Lee felt you had been wronged. And that's my opinion only, though. Everyone can have their own opinion. Everyone can say, I'm wrong or whatever. I'm agree to be. Listen, if people want to come on the live tonight and challenge me and say, "Listen, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong," that's fine. I'll debate it with them as much as I can. But honestly, I've only watched that video a couple of times, and I watched it last night again, just as a refresher. And I swear to God, if he had dealt with Lee right in the beginning, and Lee could have been pacified, he could have been helped, and instead of just trying, calling them a troll and telling them to fuck off, and then look what he done, and look what it ended up. It's catching fire. You know what I mean? It's He caused his own downfall. You know, the there's so many things he got wrong. Um, I'm trying not to mention people's names, but he did have one person's children, and he shared their inbox and tried to intimidate them by using their children. So he come out with the blocks first. And I don't think people realize that, right? I know a lot of people are going to slag me off and go, "Oh, Colin's now a cunt for doing this." Listen, I'm going to be very balanced, and it's going to be debate. It's not going to be a shouting. It's not going to be calling them. It's not going to be slagging. We're just going to go over it all. And then everyone can make up their own mind at the end of it. Everyone can just say, "Oh, well, I think, I think Colin's completely wrong, or I think Colin's right," and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Good morning, everyone. I think Lee was yes. I could see that, right. I really seen a lot of hurt, Pabs, when I was watching that, right, and I've never watched it and seen it through them eyes before. But he was very hurt, and then you've got the things like Joanne went. Oh, I've said her name now. I'm useless at this kind of thing. But anyway, he shared somebody's children's pictures, and then that kind of snowballed. And I'm not going to say like I agree with what happened in Cyprus with his child, because I don't agree with it in any way, shape, or form. So if people are going to try and stick that one on me and go, Collins, Colin agrees with children being stalked and all that shit. I don't. I do not. I don't. Listen, I didn't have anything to do with that, and I didn't know anything about it, and I don't really. Um, I think he, I think he handled that badly as well. Instead of using the right things, the right authorities, he just went live and ranted about it. So he's at every opportunity when there's been when like the anti-Shinny movement have done things wrong, he hasn't addressed it in the right way. He's went back at them and done something gutter, in my opinion. I have to keep saying that. Morning, Angela. Morning, Angela. That's my mum. Morning, Anna. I believe that Vinny called Shinny out as a scammer 6 months ago to, yeah, before anyone else. Oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Do you know where that live is, Louise? Yeah, I've heard that before. Oh, now you've just like knocked my whole thing off. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, talking about Shinny Stephen. Um, I believe that when Vinny called Shinny out as a scammer 6 months ago to. Yes. Right, okay then, Louise. Thank you. Because see, this is how like I'll find out more stuff. So I'll try and get a hold of that live. So Vinny definitely called him out. Right. That's correct. Boxing Day. Brilliant. Right, I'll find it. It'll be somewhere used. I'll get it. Yeah, I know what outfit he's on at the moment. Anyway, I don't know if anyone else does, but I do. I can spot him a mile off. Um, but so I'll message him and ask him. But if not, it's bound to be somewhere. There's a page called The Real Slim Shady. I got loads of stuff off that. So that was there's loads of stuff everywhere. Morning, Kathleen. There's loads of stuff everywhere. Then sticks pictures up for sex offender. Yeah, I have to agree with that. And the safeguarding around the tribe and all that is just absolutely fucking bonkers. Like to say, like I don't know if anyone remembers, right, but when this all first started, right, these people, this is how the scam went for me. I'll give you a little insight into my life tonight. So what they were doing was people were paying 9.99 or whatever it was. I'll get the exact price tonight. They were paying £9 or no to be in this tribe, and then we had CC councillor Kath charging them £5 for sessions with her. So all his lives were doing was selling other like it's like, can you remember in the middle of the night years ago when there used to be them infomercials and they were just like constantly talking about products? That's all his lives were, selling other things. So once he got into the tribe, you were sold CC Councillor Kath, and it was disgusting. These people were desperate for any kind of. I watched a couple of her lives where people on them who absolutely adored her and Shinny. And Kath is very, very much involved in the whole scam. I know she comes across as very nice, and I know she comes across as very sweet, and I know she's gone now. And I'm not gonna like contact her or out like that. but she was involved. She was heavily involved. She went live, and um, she went live asking for Wayne's page to be reported. Kath was making a lot of money, and then all of a sudden her money dropped because she didn't have the Shinny thing going on anymore. So she was just as much as in the scam as anyone else. And then you've got Lynette. There's loads of characters who are like helping cover up. Lynette, who was on them lives daily, blocking everybody who had any kind of different opinion. And this is meant to be a mental health page, an addiction page. And I've been there, me. I've been on drugs, done the whole lot. So, um, yeah, it's going to be interesting though, use. So turn up if you don't, sorry, LOHTR whenever it was, and I thought she covered for him, but she sure did. I really, oh God, yeah, I've got him as well, Kathleen. Oh, God. So this is how it went, guys, right? Like, the war. So they were getting into, so you get into the track, right? I used to sell timeshare years ago, right? And when I saw what the timeshare scam was, right? You used to get people up into a hotel, and then you used to sell them one product, and then the next product, and then the next product, and then the next product. And Shinny scam goes very much like that. So it not anymore, it doesn't. He's ruined. But in the beginning, right, it was sell them the tribe, which was nearly £10, and then sell them the sessions with CC Councillor Kath, which were £5, and then you've got Dr. Nick selling their products. You've got these people being bombarded with products to buy, and these are people who are desperate for trying to get out of drug situations. These are people who are absolutely hello, good morning, Lucy. um to gain access to the tribe now, you must give you see what I mean. It's just like, I'm gonna try and keep on the old stuff, right, like, and go over that. But in my opinion, right, these people were desperate, right? And it was COVID, it was lockdown, man. So they were desperate, and they were being sold like an absolute load of bullshit. They were being sold the tribe, which was just a Facebook group, and then they were being sold Kath. Yes, she was very good, but she just knew. Listen, I've got a live where Kath went live in the tribe after a lot of the tribe stuff got outed, and she uses a lot of buzzwords, right? Um, what does that look like? Like when she's talking about feelings and stuff. She's very much in on it. Honestly, believe me, she's as sly as they come. I'm a bit of a con guy, and I can spot a con when I see one. And she's a con. So, is he selling people's emails addresses? Possibly. I don't know what's going on at the moment. You like again. He abused Kath as well, and I'll be going over that, Kathleen, definitely. Um, but I know I like Kath. I liked her, but she was charging £5 for vulnerable people for a session, when they'd already paid £10 to get into the tribe. That's fucking disgusting. Like, in any other kind of environment, that would just be seen as it's just selling. It just look and it take away the word scam and just say selling, right? So they're just selling. Right? So you sold the tribe for £10, and then you sold a session with Kath for £5, and then you sold some drops that are going to magically make you go to sleep off some daft doctor. Then there was a big, huge plan, and unfortunately, Wayne came along and smashed that plan. He had a manager at the time who was working pro bono. and it was about to go big for him. it was about it was about he was about to kick his book off and everything. And these people are being so you've got the book, you've got socks, you've got a lot. Once you get into the tribe, it's just like I say, it's just like, I know I keep comparing it to, but it is very much like timeshare. Once you get into the tribe, you pay £10 entrance, right? And then you have to pay for the socks, you have to pay for it's all just more products and more money, and it's just hyper selling. And his lives are literally an infomercial of different things to buy. Like, honestly, I've watched over last night. I watched a good few of his old lives, right? And my head was demented by the end of watching them, because I didn't know what he was selling and what he wasn't. It was either socks one day, it was the book the next day. These people are meant to be there to get some sort of guidance and some sort of help and some sort of, like, way out of a drug situation. And I don't understand. I'll never understand. I've been to rehab, and I was never ever ever even given a pair of socks as help. I don't understand. I'm very, very perplexed. So, can you imagine, right? People who want to be involved, right? Who haven't got much money, who are on a limited income, but they want to be involved. So they'll buy the socks and they'll skint themselves, and they haven't got any money because they bought the socks. And then, oh, I'll have to buy the books. I want to be involved. Um, does anybody see the same names on his lives from where, say, 2 years ago? Because I don't. I've had a look and I can't see anybody who used to follow him. There used to be people on there who used to go berserk if any of us went on, and they've all seemed to have disappeared. But he is left with a bunch of people who are, anti-vaxxers, anti-lockdowners, and he's not really one of them people. That's just a persona to try and make more money in my eyes. I don't want to try and give too much away anyway. Me either, right? What we're talking about. I'll catch up with the comments. Who's asking? I never joined the tribe. He even made a Laura. Yes. Oh, I know. I've got that as well. My mother's vagina. Oh gosh. Whose mother's vagina? I'm from Asda and I work in. Oh. Oh, I knew if I tried to be serious, you was lot. Well, I remember that with the nanny. Yep, there's so much to go over. Honestly, there's so. Um, right, I'm not tonight when I'm talking. Right, I'm not gonna look at the comments, and I'm not being rude. It's because I'll get put off. I know I will if I see something like if John Airfryer comes on and says that he's working in the Airfryer department. I'm gonna go off track. Um, so it'll just be like, we're gonna, like I say, we're gonna start at the rally and we're gonna go through bit by bit by bit by bit by bit by bit what went wrong and how it went wrong and where he is ended up now as a social media influencer. That's all. I'm not gonna be dipping in anything else. It's about he's the first person who I'm covering. There's a few people who I'm gonna be doing, well, not doing. Sounds a bit rude, doesn't it? But if you have a look at the YouTube channel, it's called um actually forgot, um Influencers Gone Wild, and I'm just gonna be covering, like, in Facebook influencers who've went from hero to zero. And there's a lot of them, right? Shinny is in a long line of other ones. He just happens to be the first one I'm kicking it off with, because he is the most well known around the groups that I'm in. So it's not that I've picked him first because out of because bullying or any of that, he can pull all them cards out. I know he will. But like I say, I've sent him an email to say that I will be chatting about you tonight, and you're very welcome to come on if you want. Um, if he does turn up, he does turn up. I don't think he will. I think he'll send someone, to try and troll me. But it's not going to be a live where we're going to be shouting and arguing. So if he's going to send that Louis or whatever, I'm not having them people on. They don't bring anything. They don't bring any critical argument. They don't bring any sort of thing apart from, it's shouting and arguing, and I can't be asked for that. I want to try and do it properly. I know I don't sound very organised now, but I am, believe me, for tonight. Um, because this is my kick-off of my new little project, which is covering Facebook influencers um, who are maybe in the middle of being outed or have been outed completely or are on the verge of being outed. But yeah, it's going to be something I do every week. So Shinny's just the first one, you know what I mean? So don't feel like, hope it doesn't feel like, oh, I picked him because he's the biggest. Like there's much bigger ones what I'm going to be going over and covering than him. But I just chose him first because like I say, he's the most well known around you guys and stuff. And I thought, well, sorry, I'm not reading the comments. I've just read them now. Seen him yesterday tell someone who wanted to would play relapse and so. Oh, right. You see, morning, darling, Lisa. Morning, but I'm morning. Sorry if I haven't said good morning. Um, they started charging. Can you remember, guys, as well, when he lost the big page and then he opened that website and they had to put the credit card details in, and it was just a really shit website. It was poorly made. It wasn't. It was absolutely terrible. And there is quite a few people who've possibly forgot and are still getting charged for that because it was a recurring charge, and that's what he does. That's this is Shinny scam, right? He sells people things, and they forget that it's a recurring thing. So, the tribe that'll come out every month, um, the website that'll come out every month. Um, I know he's not making a lot of money at the moment, like he's not making what he was on the big page, but he's still making a little bit of money. He's still making money, and he's not bringing anything to the table. I would say Paddy Max Live the other night was more informative than anything Shinny's done in the last 4 weeks. That's disgusting. Like, look at what Anna's just said, for instance. Like, telling someone to go for a walk. Listen, don't I think everyone's got the right. Hello, Lorraine. Hello, Susan. Everyone's got the right. PayPal, yeah. Everyone, what I want to know is those who were being charged to be in the tribe before he turned it free. Yeah, there's loads of things to ask, and there's loads of questions to ask, and there's loads of stuff to go over. So if he's going to come on, he's going to come on. I don't know. Like I say, I've sent him an email. I've made it look, it's professional. I used Word because what if I asked a lot of other YouTubers, right? Because um I was covering American scammers and stuff. And I was talking to a lot of other YouTubers last night, and they were telling me, look, the deep dives on these people is the way to go. Because when you do a deep dive on someone, it's like you are covering everything and you're not leaving anything out. Like instead of just going live and saying, "Oh, he done this, he done that, he done this." We're going to start from the beginning, and it might be a little bit long, but I'm going to try and chop it down into small little bits so people don't get bored and just don't like think, "Oh, shit, Colin's just waffling on." Morning, Elaine. So yeah, Shinny's my first one, right? And I don't like, I don't, I don't want him to feel like I've just singled him out, but he's the most well-known person around the place I am. Hello, Janice. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Um, so that's why I've chosen him, and he's the one I've got the most knowledge on at the moment as well. The other people who I'm going to be covering, and I'm not, this is not just slating, this is not slagging people off, this is not like going for his looks or saying he's short or whatever. It's about just like being factual and saying, look, this is what happened, this is how the scam worked. Well, this is how I think it worked, and this is how my opinion on it. Like, there's no name calling. Like, the views can say what you like in the comments. Obviously, views want to, if views want to go for it, views want to go for it. I cannot tell you what to do, but I won't. I'm not gonna. Like, I'm gonna try my very best to be on my best behavior and just present the facts, and then what I'm meant to do, right? What you're meant to do is leave people with, um, like, to make their own mind up. Um, um, I think it's fine. Morning, Karen. Any updates on the sleigh with no? Do you know what, Lisa? This is like why this is why I'm doing this, to take my mind off this Dre McRae stuff. Because obviously it's very upsetting. The man's still in the coma. Um, Molly Golightly still uses Dre's name for clout and money all the time, and I took it all very personally because I don't know. I can't. You know what I'm like. I'm a whinge bag, um, and I think I need a break from that because it's starting to really, really get to me. So doing this is just another project for me. And if anyone wants to know, like, oh well, why does he do it? Listen, I've explained this before, right? My life took a massive big turn a few years last year or the year before. I can't remember because they clocked me over there, and I don't get out the house as much anymore. I don't work anymore because they took my job away from me when I had to bleed on the brain. I don't want any sympathy either, guys. I'm not looking for that. I'm just trying to explain where I'm coming from. Um, the So I'm now in the house, and YouTube is my project, and YouTube's where I do my something to take my mind off all that I've got going on, because I have got a lot going on. I've got. I'm going for a brain scan today. Well, tonight, actually, did you know that we do the brain scans at 6 o'clock right now? Anyway, and I'm going to check what the bleeds are like, and see like how they are, how they've settled, and I'm very nervous, to be honest. But it's gonna be fine. I'm not, like I say, I'm not tripping. I'm not looking for sympathy, but Colin, don't forget his fake attempt at paying people. Oh yeah, I've got that. I've got that. I've got that. I've got that. But Colin, when you're interviewing him, he's talking shit. Can you please rub that your oh, Jesus Christ. I don't think you'll come on, use. Colin, he's begging for. See, this new stuff's disgusting. I give up for that. Yeah, I know, and I know there's a lot of people believe that as well, Lisa Dolan. Um, um, yes, I am, Babs, and do you know what? This helps me, right? Like, because this trains my mind, like, and I know that might sound stupid, right? But like, because I've got like such a bad memory, and that was one of the main things that was affected when the club had me over there. Was my memory. This kind of stuff, right? Projects like this, they really help me. And I'm not. This is why this is not a slang and match. This is not like me going live and just talking shit about them and being horrible. I'm not going to talk about his partner. I'm not going to talk about. I'm not. I'm not going to be. This is not, like I say. I really want to try and stress. This is not like a slang and match. Um, it's just going to be presenting the facts as what happened, really. And unfortunately, Shinny is not like some of the other people who I'm going to cover. He is like done in my eyes, and now he's just playing horrible games to try and make money. But he'll never make the money what he made when he had that page, guys. He'll never make that money again. Oh, thank you. I think I'll be all right, yous. I'll be fine. Like, I don't feel like I have had any. I don't feel like I've got any worse. In fact, I feel like my memory's possibly got a little bit better. Because I'm doing a lot of exercises to try and help it get better. If you want to get better, you've got to help yourself, haven't you? My sister had a bleed on the brain. It is. And do you know what? It's a long, 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 long time recovery. Fucking Colin just rubbing. Yeah, fucking. Oh, you're brutal. But I cannot stop. I cannot stop the audience saying stuff. um. So yeah, we're gonna do that anyway. So I hope everyone turns up, and I hope everyone comes, because it's not going to, just like I said, it's not going to be a slang and match. It's going to be a little bit of history lesson. Um, but I will be pointing out what I think is scammy and what I think's a scam. Because that's what you've got to do. You can't just tell us their life story for them. I recap I take it. Okay, sweetheart. But yeah, so this is not like a bullying session. It's not like just ripping someone apart session. It's just like presenting the facts as they are right now. Um, but I don't like I say, I've said in the email to him, listen, this is not about you. This is not about dragging you. This is not about bullying you. This is just um how it was and what happened from the day he went to the rally. We're going to be talking about that. Obviously, there's like other stuff, because like what you have to start with, like James Skinny Davenport was body born and all that shit. And I'm going to be dead professional about. But the money the money side of it for me is the side where it really stings, because as an ex-addict myself, who has had an opiate habit, a benzo habit, um, and I managed to crack, well, and I smoked dope at one point as well, so I've had quite a lot of experience with drugs. Word puzzles on. Oh, caffeine, I do them, darling. Do you know what? I got loads of advice, right? Like on stuff like to help with my memory. So I watch game shows, they help. Word puzzles, I do that kind of stuff. I do jigsaws. I do all sorts because, you know, like, as much as people like would not like to believe that there's any, I didn't deserve I did not deserve what happened to me. It was no drug deal. I know, like, there was a lot of wind up that was a drug deal gone on and stuff like that, but it's not. And I do think it'll hit the papers when they get found, because the people who done it to me, the police are very confident that they're going to get it guilty. It's still going on now because um, I'll explain to you a little bit what happened, right? So when I got attacked in the pub, um, I got attacked by, well, there was two women and there was three. There was two women and three men. Or was it the other way around? No, I can't. No, it was two women and three men, and um, they dragged me down, and it's all on CC. The amazing thing about my charge, the whole thing, right, is on CCTV. So they can't deny it in any way, shape, or form. I was dragged down the back lane, and well, I can't watch the video because it's just it's just horrific. I saw a little clip of it in the interview room, and I couldn't really watch it. It was awful. So I was dragged down there, and the I can. Oh, the only thing I remember. The last thing I remember is just like fists and hands just raining down on me. And I thought, and I do remember thinking, this is it. Like, I'm gonna die. And anyway, so I get up and I get away from them because they've left me alone. And after that, I've been knocked out, and they did knock me out twice. Because I come round and then I was punched again. And it's like I say, it's all on CCTV. That's the amazing thing about it. They can't deny any of it. What they're doing is trying to blame each other. And what the police want to know is who actually done my head injury. But this is where it all gets very awkward. um, when I got up and ran for help, I ran to a police officer and I was covered in blood. And he immediately thought that I had been involved in a fight. And instead of getting first aid for me straight away, he put me in the back of the van. And the prosecution for the people who beat me up um, want the body cams of the police that day. So the people who beat me up, who did beat me up, there's no denying that they hit me because it's all on camera. But they are also saying that when I ran to the police officer, that there was some injuries done then. But I can't remember because I was out of it by this time, so I don't know. But it's all backwards and forwards. They're all blaming each other. The two girls are blaming the boys. I'm allowed to speak about it. If anyone says, "Oh, you shouldn't be talking about it," I am allowed to talk about it. It's an ongoing court case. I haven't. It's not something that you're not allowed to talk about. I know people say that, but it's bullshit. You can't speak about it. Um, and I haven't mentioned any names or anything like that anyway. So, but yeah, they're all blaming each other. It's absolutely hilarious, right? Because one saying this one done it, one saying that one done it. But what the prosecution want to know is who actually done the head injury, because that's the worst bit. The head injury is where the Section 18 comes in. And it's the two ladies have been charged. Well, I call them ladies. I'm being nice. The women have been charged with wounding in Section 18, wounding with intent. Um, and it's more or less the guy's been in charge with something section 20, I can't, and which is quite a bad charge too. It's like it's more or less trying to kill someone. So they will get a lot of jail time. And I think it'll hit the newspapers then. I do think so, because it's a hate crime as well. Because as I was getting hit, um some of the witnesses have said things like, the people who hit me were saying faggot and things like that. So that brings in another crime, a hate crime. So a lot of the stuff that maybe they could have got away with just assault, but because they actually beat me up and call me a faggot at the same time, that's also classed as a hate crime. So that brings in another charge and it makes it a little bit heavier. So yeah, they've got a lot of charges between the lot of them, but they're all blaming each other, and they want to blame the police as well, which is quite crazy, isn't it? They're asking for the police to give their body cam footage of that day because they reckon that the police hit me as well. But I don't know. I feel like I wasn't there, and I was. Oh, thanks. Do you know what? It's made me like it's changed me for the better. I think I've had to learn to do everything again. Like it's been a real a lot of it's been a struggle, but um, I do believe I've come out of the other end a bit of a nicer person and a bit of a better person. So hopefully, it's given me definitely empathy for people. And it's given me definitely, you know, instead of thinking like I don't know, I've got more time for people, and I do make a conscious effort now to give people a little bit more time because I know like how lonely I was, and I had some amazing people on here who helped me out. Um, I think they all should all get the more serious charges. They were all part of it. I know it's all dead complicated, you know. Can I invest in anyone in buying some horse? Thanks, Babs Dolan. Stephen, you gorgeous bugger. How are you, my gorgeous Irish friend? I love that beautiful man. Morning, Tracy Dolan. Um, I hope you'll be there tonight for our um, Shinny, the downfall. Well, it's not. I'm not. It's not the downfall. It's just we're going to go over the whole saga. Um, but anyway, yeah. The hopefully they will get a lot of jail time, Lucy Dolan. But the it's mad the way like like our system works because the guys didn't mention any gay slurs. They haven't been charged with that bit, but the others have been charged with. The girls have been charged with the worst bit, for calling me gay and calling me a faggot whilst they were hitting me. I'm good, thanks, cool. On the lunch break, yeah. How are you? I'm all right, Stephen. Today, I'm feeling really motivated. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really nice. I'm feeling actually good today. I feel like I've got the scan tonight. So I'm kind of like trying to make myself. Um, I'm trying to busy myself while we wait for the scan, because like I feel today, this morning I've woke up and I'm I'm going I know I've stuttered a lot on this live, because I think it sends me into like I don't know, a frenzy of because I hope and pray that there's no more damage, or the bleed hasn't, the scar tissue's fine and it hasn't done anything. I've just got to keep positive, mate. Good lad, keep it up. I am. I'm trying to be positive, Stephen, and I'm trying to not come on here and be a cunt. I'm trying to come on here and do stuff positive, which is people who've been social media influencers, talking about them, and giving people a space to talk about them. Um, oh, thank you, Babs. Um, so hopefully, like, doing this social media influencers exposed, we can have a chat about what different social media, because there's so many other people, guys. Um, no, not me. There's so many other people. Do you know? Have you heard of a guy called John Sixpence? Well, he does where he goes out and he pretends that he can, like, I don't know, he pretends that he's psychic. I always come on here to be a cunt. I'm just likable. What you are. I love you, Stephen. You know I do. Got a lot of love for Stephen. Um, a lot of love. I got a love for you all in different ways. You know, you've all been great to me, Mum, and I'll never forget it. The way you've been good to me and supported me coming on the lives and that. You know, it's just good. Um, where was I going anyway? So I just drift, you know. Honestly, my mind is just like from one thing to the other. So yeah, today I'm a little bit like that CMC is going down at like, oh, I know that's enough. I'm going to cover CMC. I'm going to go over how she went from hero to zero as well. She's another really good example of somebody who made a lot of money on here. I'm going to talk about maybe. I don't know if anyone knows maybe, but she's a she's an influencer in America, and she is making lots of money by doing things like pretending she's having an affair with her sister, with her um with her daughter's girlfriend. This woman is extra. She's actually you know. So I hope I'm going to cover some people that you don't know as well, and it'll make you aware of them. Um, it's not really an awareness thing what I want to do. It's just covering them and covering what they've done, their behavior, and then leaving you with the like with the information, and then you can make your own mind up about them. You don't have to go, well, I'm not going to go at the end of it, well, this is how I think you should feel about them. I want you to go away and think, well, oh, I'm not sure if he's right about that. I'm not sure if he's right about that. You know, like challenge me. I'm up to be challenged. Do you know anyone that would be interested in buying a second-hand car? Stephen, I will let you know, my friend. I'm not sure if you messaged yesterday. I forgot, darling. You see what I mean? I've not got anything. Do you? Don't know if your message wrong account. Just don't know. I'll message you after I come off. Yeah, let me just tick. Let me do my little tick board, and I'll know to message you. Right, because I have to write things down. You know, guys. This is another thing. She has so that's another Jacqueline. That's another great point, right? Maybe and a lot of these other influencers now, guys, they are so now I'm live on YouTube at the moment and I'm live on Facebook, right? But I'm not making any money. Um, but these, right, what they'll do is they'll stream on two platforms or three platforms. So maybe, for instance, as a really good example, she is she when she's live on Facebook getting stars, subscriptions, blah blah blah. And while she's live on YouTube, she's getting super chat, she's getting members. She's live on TikTok getting gifts. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's like we're meant to be in the middle of a cost of living crisis. And that's something else I wanted to cover. How are we like if we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis, how are these people still getting money? Like, should they not have now become obsolete because we are getting charged extortionate prices for our gas? There's loads to talk about. It's going to be dead interesting, you know. I'm not just gonna rabble on, and I'm gonna let people come up and have their say. So it'll be really interesting news, and it's something different in it. And it's something like it's something for we all to do instead of you know. Like there's loads of people who do lives who are amazing. Like I love Paddy and I love his lives. There's loads of people who go live um and I love watching them. But there's room for all of us to do something, isn't there? You know what I mean? Something a little bit different. But you can also come up and have an opinion as well. Like I'll let you on, even if you don't agree with me, and we can have a little, like, what's it called, debate. When you're ready, love. Oh, thank you, Tracy. You know I will, darling. I've also had that special needs turkey for sale. It's been for sale forever, like you. Stephen, I do love you. When Stephen, unfortunately, Stephen has a girlfriend at the moment, or I would be in his inbox all over. All the hot men on here like are just out of bounds. Paddy's straight, like there's just so many shitty things, isn't there, in life? um, Paddy's got some amazing lives coming up, views. I was talking to him the other night, um, and he didn't like tell me anything, like everybody else doesn't know, I'm sure. But he's got some amazing lives coming up as our pads. Um, where do you know how Paddy? This is how I watch Paddy's lives. I told him the other day, right? I guess 3 or 4 of Pad's lives. What are you saying? I've okay. Oh, bye, my Stephen. Mwah, I love you. Take care at work and be a good boy. Um, yeah, speak good. Paddy, right? Do you know when he's done like 3 or 4 lives? I sit down, right, and I watch them like as a soap because there's always a doof doof on Paddy's lives, isn't there? So the next one, you're like, oh my god, I can't wait for it. And I always miss them. I never catch anyone's live. I always go watch it back. Um, um, and I always get Pad's lives, and I watch them all like in a row. Like the other night when he had his receipts on. Good morning, Tess, my darling. Oh, hello, Tess. I love you. Um, do you know what? Like people call this app and they say it's shit and they say everyone's phony, but I've had the most amazing support on here. Like people have been fantastic to me over the last year. Like I can't say enough good stuff about people on here. There's been the odd troll who said the odd thing to me, but nothing bad. Nobody's come at me bad, you know. So I know you do, darling, and you're lovely. It's the music, Paddy. It's the music, in it, right? That's what I was saying, right? A Paddy the other day, right? He has like an intro video, right? So it gets you into it, doesn't it, right? And then, oh, that beautiful song when he was playing the other day. Oh, it's so gorgeous. You can't even get it on Amazon, That song, it's like a cultic song. It's beautiful. It was from, I think he found it on TikTok. Um, but Paddy puts like loads of effort into his videos, so doesn't he? He really, really, really does. Like, they're not just like shit put together or whatever. They're really good. Um, just no screaming drunks, please. I'm onto that already, Kathleen, my darling. We'll have none of that, thank you. Oh, I have made some fantastic friends on Facebook. Some I have met. Listen to, I know you have, darling, and do you know what? Um, it's 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 not shitty as people think on here. Like, uh, I've met people who I've known for fucking years on here. Some of us have known each other like ages. Um, but I've also met some new people who I absolutely adore. Um, and there's some lovely people on here. Even the people who I don't speak to anymore, who were good to me, I still like, I still respect them for what they've done for me. Like I will never ever say like this person's that or anything because I don't just because I don't have any contact with them anymore doesn't mean that I don't still feel a lot of respect for them or whatever. You just drift apart from people, don't you? And sometimes it's not intentional, it just happens, doesn't it? You just drift from people and you become a different person. And obviously when you change and everyone's growing and changing all the time, so like you sometimes don't fit with people because you've changed, but that's not and that's okay, isn't it? Like as long as we're all just okay with each other and everyone's lovely to me, nobody's bad to me, honestly. There's a few people who I choose to block and don't acknowledge at all, who were saying some yesterday because I was live with, because I have me and Wayne and Paddy were live, and I knew afterwards there was a few people who wouldn't be happy about it, and that's tough shit. I like Wayne. Um, I'll always like Wayne for what he done for me. When somebody does something so big for you, like as in save you from somebody lying about you, you're never gonna forget that, are you? So I didn't give a shit. People can say what they like. Just let them go in it. Who cares about the negative Nellies? By the way, if anyone's come across my dignity going through, can you please? Uh, Stephen, Stephen Garrett, and Jacqueline Doyle, Trouble Call. I've known, I've known Susan and all these lot for years. Like me, it's mad the amount of time that you've known some people, though, isn't it? Like on here, especially like if you're part of like the banter groups or the other groups, um, what would you call the groups that were from the hunting community? Just I don't know, just groups. But a lot of us are from groups that were about the hunting community and about talking about it. But obviously, we've moved on from that kind of stuff. Um, a lot of you can only talk about one subject for a while, can't you? Before you get bloody bored. Before you Days got honestly right. Days live the other night. If anyone didn't see it, it was fucking wild and it was brilliant. It was funny. It was everything alive should be. Honest to God, we had a laugh, man. Um, it was funny as fuck, and I hope they do some more of them lives. Because they're brilliant. They actually made me. I went because I sleep a lot, right? I think it's just I don't know something to do with my meds or something. Mm, So I sleep quite a lot. In the daytime or like like from 6 o'clock on till 11. I sleep a lot then, and then I'm up obviously in the middle of the night. But I'm used to the sleeping pattern now. It doesn't bother me. Um, it's just a new way of living, isn't it? But I got up right, and Dave was still live. And Denise, honestly, I have to say, they were the fuck. They were funny as hell. Jacqueline was, I think, was on them, and a few others, and they were just hilarious. Um, just lovely. It was really nice to see. Oh, someone from YouTube. Hello. I heard your voice before, but I don't know where. Oh, well, hello, Mrs. O. It's nice to meet you. Please stay subscribed to my channel. I know I'm just babbling shit at the moment, and you're probably thinking, who the hell is this guy? But I'm going to be covering Facebook scammers, Facebook influencers who have took it to the extreme and who have, done bad things. So please subscribe and stay subscribed, sorry, because you obviously subscribed. And there's going to be a lot coming on the channel. I know there's just shinny videos on there at the moment, but I'm going to be live tonight. I've invited Shinny on. If he wants to come on, that's brilliant. RUC, Colin, yes, that's me. Morning, Derek. Derek, what was it like last night, right? Me and I have honestly, I've started so many clubs on here, right? I've started the morning club, and then we've got last night, me and Derek and a few others couldn't sleep. So what we done was, right, what's your channel? I'm gonna put a link to it as soon as I come off your sweetheart. It's I'm not using that one anymore. That Unleashed Extreme. This one's called Facebook Influencers Gone Wild. And I'll put a link on here for you, so you can sub for it, and I'll give you. I need some people to be moderators on it as well, so I'll give some people some wrenches. So if you get a wrench, it'll come. You just get a notification that you've got one. Um, Hello, Mrs. O. All right, I remember your voice from Facebook. Thank. Yeah, just Mrs. O. I don't know where what part of YouTube community you're from, but I'm gonna be covering scammers, and I'm also gonna be touching on a lot of the American scammers as well. So like Molly Golightly, the Justice for All, Bullhole Betty, that kind of thing. I'm not gonna be dragging them because I can't be asked for that shit. I'm just gonna be putting out the information, the facts, and showing people how they're scamming and using people's tragedies to make money, which is sick. Yes, I was pissed out my head. I didn't mean to get that. I was nervous. Oh, you done well, man, late D. Everyone seems to off enjoy it though. Exactly. And that's all that, right? A wrench. It's because I've been. This is. it's because. It's because I've been with the American. I've been like in the American scammer anti-scammer community for so long. What's it actually called over here again? A wrench, a bloody a spanner. It's a spanner that you get, man, isn't it? That's good. We'll check in. Oh, thank you, Mrs. O. I really appreciate that. I'll check. Do you do anything on your channel? If you do, let me know and I'll go and sub to you. Um, because this is a new part of YouTube that I'm coming on. Like I say, I've been on the American anti-scammer side for ages and ages and ages, and that's why I see things like wrench. Are you still here, my Stephen? Can you investigate my mother? What she done? I'm convinced she's hiding money on me. She's so selfish. She's only 33. I should be. Oh, oh, Steve. I was starting to think there, but she's only. Oh, Stephen, you're a cracker. Isn't Stephen? Oh, isn't his voice so beautiful and rich? So, I love it when I love it when Stephen speaks. How will we know you're on, Babs? What I'll do, darling, is I'll put do you know these StreamYard advertisements where it says you'll be live? I'll put them all over, and if you want to share them around your groups and that'll be brilliant as well. Thank you. because it's just a link, like a StreamYard link, and it's because it's dated for a later time. You can share it around. So I will put this one in, I think, on the page. If not, I'm going to share them into the group. I'll share a few, um, and that way you'll know, my darling. Because I don't want you to miss a thing. I don't want you to miss a thing. Oh, it's going to be fun though, isn't it? It's something different, Mum. I love Stephen's accent. He can just talk. He could read. Right, I'm going back to brush, mate. You could listen. Do you know what? This guy could just read the phone book to me, and I swear to God, he's just lovely, and he's a nice person. I, I don't know, between him and Paddy. I love Paddy's accent. I do love the way Paddy speaks as well. Yeah, it's a hard one. It's difficult. It's a difficult one with all these hot men around, all these hard guys. It sounds like we're a good. It will be Babs. Hopefully, it'll be really good, darling, and we can really get like something different going. Because we've got loads of, I can't cover. I can't do what Paddy does, because Paddy does his thing amazing. The banter stuff. Paddy is got nailed, I think. I don't know anybody who's doing anything with stuff like Paddy's doing. He does it like, and I'm not just saying it like an arse. He does it like no other. I don't know anyone who can do it like him. So that's why it's nice to have other things, isn't it? We can have a good day, and I'll catch you later. Okay, my darling, Mrs. O, it's been lovely. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate all yous. Me and Babs were watching a thing in the middle, a film in the middle of the night together because I couldn't sleep right. Don't you come in on my hubby? I know, if I come for Paddy, if I come on Paddy, everyone will go berserk. I know you'll be good. But last night, right? Because I keep starting these clubs, right? Because I can't sleep. So I started last night the Can't Sleep Club, and we watched this documentary, right? Me, Derek Baker was there, Babs, and well, this lady, honestly, she was an American, obviously, and she looked like a little old lady. She looked like somebody you would trust for your life, use. And honest, she was killing off the residents. It was mad, but it was great to watch. And I've started that. It's another thing. That's another thing I've started, right? It's the Can't Sleep Club, right? So if you're awake in the middle of the night, um, come to my page and I'll be there. I'll be there. There's only five of us, but we still had a fun. We still a laugh. We were watching a documentary about this woman who was a murderer in. But it's nice, isn't it, though, right? If you can't sleep right, and like someone else who else can't sleep. I know, like, I didn't speak while the documentary was on, but it was like we're all watching it together, and it's nice. So even if you've got wake up in the middle of the night, you can still come and watch something, and you've got a bit of company in it. It's nice. Derek, I really enjoyed it. Honestly, you know what I'm like. I normally talk over and stuff, and I was really good. I didn't speak, but it was nice that we watched it together. Everyone, instead of like everyone being on their own. It's nice that we can sit together and watch something. I was watching Ashley Kevin at Sam this morning. He was doing a quiz. Oh, was he? I missed it. I'll have to have a look. Oh, hello, Justine Dolan. All right. I'm gonna be getting off soon anyway, guys. But I'll probably be popping on and off today because I'm obviously I've got the appointment letter here, right? And it's not till because it's not till 6 o'clock. Me scan. It's weird. But you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Just listen and know someone's there. That's what I mean, Kathleen. It's nice to know that, like you're not on your own, and like even though I'm in a house and I've got other people here, it's nice to know that you can come online and we can watch a documentary together. And we did. We watched like a full 45-minute documentary together. It was brilliant. Um, Hi, Justine. I feel like I haven't seen you around for ages, darling. But I'm going to pop off, guys. But thank you for listening to me as usual. I really do appreciate it. Uh, if anybody is new, because I know that I've got my American friends who are absolutely brilliant, and I love them too. Will you go and like blame Paddy for me? It's a page that I've put on my Unleashed Global page. Just go give it a like, please. He's done a lot to try and help me, so I would be eternally grateful if you could do the same. Yous have all liked it, I know that. Good morning, Jacqueline. And I'm just going. Amma! Oh my god, I feel a bit. I feel a bit nervous now, Jacqueline. Oh, but I'm going to say goodbye, right? I love you all lot. Thank you for listening to me, and I might be. Thanks, Jacqueline. I really mean that. Like, really means a lot to me. I might be on later on today. Oh, do you know what? I miss you too. We used to have a laugh, me and you, because we and Jacqueline used to run groups together, and we used to have a right laugh. Um, anyway, I'm gonna go, guys, and like I say, I might pop on later on and pop on and off because my nerves are a little bit all over the place. Because the scan's not till 6 o'clock tonight. I can't believe it. So I might be back on. So thank you for being here, and I really appreciate you all. Um, mwah. I love you all lots. Don't forget I'm watching it. Right, I love you all lots. Take care, and I'll speak soon.